No. Hello, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Uh, no, that's okay. No, there is no sound. Is there sound now? No sound. See, there's always something, doesn't it? Should hear me now. Carol's joining us. Linda, Gas is there. Pipa, that's better. Okay, yeah, no sound. Uh, should be now. Like it is. Yeah, it's okay now. It always happens. The problem is because is that I have got the overhead and the camera, so a lot of the times if it kind of they cancel each other, so they automatically mute each other. So is one of those things that yeah, everybody can hear me. Lorraine, Hannah, yeah, perfect. Thank you so much. Well, Hannah is joining us in terms of being behind the scenes today, but of course we are going to be able to see more of her amazing demonstrations on Hobbycraft on Friday. I forgot the timing, but I'm sure she will find everybody. I was saying that I do apologize for my hair. It's proper crafter's hair. I'll put it up probably at some point because it's one of those days where it's like I usually like my hair, I like it gay and everything, but it just gets in the way sometimes. Not loud, not very loud. See, this is the problem, isn't it? If I'm closer, it's like there's nothing works perfectly, but hopefully you can hear me. Linda joining us from Indiana, so loud and clear. I'll try to talk a little bit louder because clearly the sound is an issue in my little studio, and I don't know what to do because it's like with the microphones, it kind of it created some issues. So there we go. So hopefully you can hear me. And Donna is saying that sound is good, so that's fantastic. Lisa is joining us as well, so that's phenomenal. Thank you, Lisa. Well, just wanted to say that I'm super excited today because, well, we have been very excited for a few weeks because Hannah Stone has joined the team, and like as I mentioned, and it's amazing. Like she has made such a big difference, and she's going to be doing a lot of hobbycraft TV demonstrations, but also helping out with social media. So she's going to be kind of that sort of person um to go. So um so she's if you have got questions or something like that in terms of things, she's going to be an amazing person to go to as well. I cannot wait to see more of her demonstrations with us, and she's a mixed media kind of person as well, which means that is a completely different from what Lisa and myself do as well. Now I'll take note of the sound issues because I'll test something else for next week. Hopefully, and next week, hopefully I will be here as well. And I think is that it, or there's another Tuesday, isn't there? Oh, I'm sorry with the sound issues, but if I stand here, probably you can hear me better because I think the microphone is here. I don't know, for some reason some just doesn't like my voice, the system. Anyway, saying that, let's get cracking with the color combo of the month. Now I'm gonna put a little image, and so you can see what it is that we are talking about. So now this one is going to be just basically we have got here the color combo of the month. So every month on the 1st we will be sharing a color combo using Lisa Horton Crafts inks, and you can get inspired by that color combination and you share your makes on social media using the following hashtags, which is Lisa Horton combo, Lisa Horton color, and of course Lisa Horton Crafts. Now the idea behind these hashtags, we added the combo one. Don't worry if you have just put the color Lisa Horton color with the UK or British spelling. that will get us to see. But of course, if you have got the combo, if you put them all, that would be even better. But we will find you. Yeah, as long as you use those hashtags, we can see you. And of course, that's mostly on Facebook and Instagram that you can put them and we will see them there. And then of course, what is for December? So we have got this color combination, which is one based on a project that I had done before, because when we were looking at color combination, I kind of thought, well, I actually think that is a really appropriate for the season. It can be done for Christmas and winter, but also of course we are thinking away from Christmas now as a crafters. So this is a kind of that sort of, that works for the season. So it is using the Pick by Paula matte blending inks, and of course I'm a little bit biased because they're colors that I chose, so which I can still pinching myself about that. Now on those colors that we have got in there, we have got Matisse Aubergine, Hokusai Navy, and Hopper Emerald. Now what they are is a very warm purple or aubergine, like clues in the name, a kind of a lighter French navy. And then we have, of course, the Hopper Emerald, which is a traditional, I would say a traditional green. It's a green that is like a kind of a universal green. It is kind of bottle green, but it's forest green. It's just one of those colors that because I wanted to have a proper green. I didn't want it to be too distinctive, if you know what I mean. So you can lighten it up with the yellows, or you can make it a little bit more darker with the navy or the teal. So that is what the colors we are looking for. Now I'm going to just show you what I have got in front of me, which is my desk. So I'm going to just put it like that so you can see what I have. Now when we talk about color combination, so you can see all three of them are here. This is the original card. I have used the bookmark swatches, the stars that they come in here to finish it off, as well as the sentiment is die cut with using those dies in here. So it's a very simple card, and one part of these color combinations is the fact that you will be able to use them for maybe projects that are not necessarily the typical projects, right? So, one like that, just blending the inks, spritz of water, and then some stars. That could be a really good way to see how color blends, but also to create cards for men, especially, or for those people that don't do butterflies and flowers. By the way, the lovely Claire Newcomb has joined us. Hopefully in the new year she can resume her Tuesday lives, because we are missing them. Jane Davidson as well has joined us. Thank you so much. And of course, we are sending the best wishes for Lisa who for tomorrow. So hoping that everything goes very well. Now, what I think that I wanted to mention is what I recommend you to do if you have the Ink School, and I'm going to put it on the screen as well, because that way you can see exactly where. So if I put here the Ink School. So you will have it on the here on the top corner, but also I'm going to put the die set here. So basically the Ink School is it's a resource. It's something that you can use for making lovely cards, but also it's kind of a resource to build your knowledge of inks and color. So the bookmark die set, so that's the one that I have used to die cut these ones, and of course the little sentiments in here as well. And of course I have used also the stencil set to create the perfect circles there as well. If you had to choose one, and if you are pressed for, just thinking I can just get one, get the die set first. I definitely think it's a really useful one to have. So definitely go for that one. So I'm just going to put this one in here. So I'm going to hide that. Now, the other thing that we are going to do as well, we're going to show you I'm gonna keep the Pick by Paula, which is all the ink pads that I've done, and you can get them on the website individually or as a bundle on Hobbycraft TV if you prefer that. I believe that's okay. And then of course, hopefully I'm going to be making a card. I haven't decided yet which one of these 2 die sets I'm going to use. I have done some pre-die cuts, so what is one of those ones that we will see when it comes to it. So let me show you the ones I have used. So let's see where it is. So compositions G, which is this one. So that one comes in with loads of dies. This is, and one of the things I absolutely love about the compositions is that you are getting 4 ideas, and these 4 ideas are extra. So actually you're getting 5 different ideas. You're getting a lot of metal. It's double-sided, so when you get it home, make sure that you no, actually you are that you don't think that just like, oh, okay, that you're getting that metal. It's like, no, you are getting twice as much on the back. It happened to me the first time that I got one of Lisa's die sets. And then of course we have got the Best Wishes frame. So let me show you this one, which also I think is a really cool one. These are die sets that basically they are die sets that are one project per die in terms of, or the whole project in one dice, but there's so many ones that you can do because it has got the sentiments, it has got the floral point, and it has got all those mats and layers as well as the tags. So 2 of those ones, I'm not sure which ones I'm gonna go for, but let's dig deeper into the actual color combo of the month. Right, again, I'm gonna say that please do make sure that you use the hashtag Lisa Horton combo or color, or both of them, and we will find you that way as well. So let me put that in here. Right, so I should put it here. Where is it? I didn't put it. Okay, well, don't. Let's put it. Let's head back to the chat and making sure that oh, from Iceland. That's so nice to see you. Somebody from Iceland. That is amazing. Tina is joining us as well. Another amazing design team member, Lisa Horton. Now, one of the things I'm going to start with is when you have got a color combination that is the color combination that it's not necessarily your go-to. And what I mean is, like, we all have got those color combinations that we go to and we always know. Like for me, it's like those warm colors, like, so for instance, like yellows, pinks, and oranges, as well as the teals and the limes. Those ones I always go for. So therefore, I don't have to make a kind of a guide of the colors. However, if you have got colors like these ones, right, that are not necessarily your go-to, I really recommend to create a color swatch. How you do that? Well, I have pre-die cut a bookmark. I have attached the hole maker. I do cut my you can see here, when I was pulling one time, I pulled too hard and I kind of, well, I did something basically. So I kind of thought, oh, if I trim it down, I still can use it. So the guide, so I have the guide, but that was me just cutting it a bit. I'm going to turn off this light because that ring really really offends me. Right, so what I'm going to do, and I'm going to show you how you can do this, is take the first one. The first one is the one that says, well, swatches one. I don't know if you can see it there. No, I don't think you will be able. There it is. Right, so I'm going to place that one, and then I'm just gonna go in and more or less, even if you wanted to, you could make sure that everything is absolute perfection by line them. But I'm just kind of happy to move it maybe like that. Yes, I don't mind this. It's kind of a nice way to see it there. And now I'm gonna go with Matisse Aubergine. Now I'm gonna be using the Problem brushes. Let me put the QR code of the Problem brushes because I love them. I absolutely love the Problem brushes. So if you are in for a brushes that give you the soft blend but also the strong blend, this one is definitely the way to go. I hope my sound is okay still. I think it's just my old phone that is just not doesn't like the mic, the artificial, you know, like the proper mic, and it doesn't like it. That's not that powerful, right? So I have got my ink in here, and I'm gonna go in now. This is how soft I can start with, and that's one of the things that I love about the Pro Blends, that allows me to do really, really, really soft colorway, right? And then I kind of intensify it then. Now there is a little bit of glue I can see there that of course has kind of come in and is acting like a mask, but I'm not too fussed. This is a question of just delivering a little bit of color. Now I want to have here the green one, so the emerald one. So, and the reason I'm doing this, there we go. Again, we do this, we don't have to clean the stencil through the layers. If they were all the holes kind of cut in the same stencil, when I was doing this, the color of the blue would get in a little bit of the mix, and I want to have as pure colors as possible. Again, with the Pro Blend brushes, I can intensify that color really well. And then finally, what I'm going to do is lift that off, put the color swatches number 2 in here. Don't move the tacky mat, don't move the, and then take the Hokusai blue. I should use the ink pad holder as it's meant to be. I always have it out because I always use it, but I don't use it properly. It's a funny, great. Becca, thank you for the reassurance about the sound. I will investigate if I can get maybe a mic that connects directly onto my computer, and I think that will be probably the best to do. And that way, there we go, right? And if you do like I have done here deliberately, a little bit of darker on one side, that will be even better. So now I have got this color combination of the month. So Matisse Aubergine, Hokusai Navy, and Emerald Green. Now, if you don't have exactly these colors, but you do have other colors from the range, I'm just quickly grabbing some of the colors that could go into the color combination as well. So I'm getting, for instance, a completely random, but you can see it. I obviously have done my labels with the label set from the ink school. But for instance, this color combination would be more or less the same type of colors. However, of course, we are talking about different types of inks. This one, the Winter Fur, is a metallic. The Golden Header, you can see it here, is a color shift. So it's very different color with that one. And the Starlit Noel is actually a swift dry ink, which means it's not a blendable ink per se, it's more of a stamping ink. However, you can use it maybe for a stamping a sentiment. So oh, Valerie, I hope you know, Valerie's message so sweet. Valerie's husband needs to go to the hospital. Hopefully it's an appointment. No, it's not a problem. So hopefully it works very well. Lorraine is saying that she's scared of the Pro Blend brushes, as I only have 4, and I'm not sure if I need to get more. I have got one for each color family. I'm not an enabler, but maybe I am. Because I would say with the Pro Blend brushes, if you can, I mean, I'm obviously not going to say you need to, if you can, I definitely think that 8 is a good number, because then you can have, so for instance, if you see here, I have got 10, because I have got one for each of the Pick by Paula. However, you can see that the yellows, I have got 2 for the yellows, and I have got the teal and the blue, which you could combine it. So if you had just 8, you still would get like yellow, orange, red, pink, purple, blue, green, and maybe a gray. And if you don't use gray, then you can have the teal. So that would be the case. You are so right, Gaz. We are all enablers. Absolutely, we are. So if you want to use the problem brushes, if you scan the QR code at the bottom, that will be awesome, won't it? Because then it takes you directly there. Now, what I'm doing, sorry about my camera, it's supposed to be smart as well, but it's, so if I put it here, that will come up there properly. Now we have, right, some ink here. We don't want to waste it. Spritz of water. Absolutely love the spritz of Lisa, because they are really nice and fine if you wanted to, but you can get a good dollop. You have a lot of control. I do like those ones that are a continuous mess, but if I had to choose just one, I would definitely go for these ones. And they come in a pack of 2. It's one of those things that you can add on, and to your orders, and I definitely recommend it. I absolutely love how this already is going. And of course you could then go in here, place it like this, and clean it a bit more and create a different effect there. So you can see that I'm cleaning my stencils, obviously, and creating a bit of something at the same time. So the same, I'm just spritzing water and then going in, and I'm going to put the green around the bottom, and then the purple, the aubergine over there. And that, I already love that. Now I kind of think, of course it's not finished. This is not something that I would put straight away into a card, but I would just add it. I mean, that would be kind of something that is like, oh, maybe I can trim this bit up here. Maybe I can just place it like so. I mean, I kind of like the idea that this looks really nice. So that's the kind of case that when you're cleaning stencils, is like, well, you don't have to keep them for that specific, you know, as they are, right? For instance, then once that we start bringing in those die cuts that I was showing you before, you know how nice that looks then, because we can make it coincide with those elements there as well. So again, keep them up. I have got a box full of them, which is getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and that kind of is what, and you can see my floor is just full of stuff as well. Right, so let me show you. Let me put that aside because we're going to make it. So we have created that, right? And I put my color combinations in a ring, and like one of those book rings. And then I have got this as well. Well, this one was the previous one that I did. And of course you can see other ones that with paper and so on. But I also die cut using the bookmark one, these metallics as well as gray and black. And this allows me to go in and see which colors, which accents I can add. So silver looks good. I didn't think gold would look good, but actually a little bit of gold really works well, because the aubergine, for instance, has these undertones, warm undertones. It's a really warm purple, so it works really well. And so that's the navy, the Hokusai navy. It's not really a navy, it's more of a French navy, almost ultramarine, I would say, but that it works very, very well. Right, and then we have, of course, the emerald, which is again a really mid green. Now copper, it looks okay, but again, it's up to you. It works really well with the warm, but I'm not sure about the other two. And then, of course, let's have a look on black. Now, certain color combinations on black look really well, really good. Sometimes black is too much. So this is, again, a good way to measure it. And then finally, I'm going to look with it how it looks with gray. See, I like it with gray, but I like it better with black. And certain color combinations, you will see that is the other way around. So this is a great way to put into your little pouch here, your little ring binder, and then put the other one here. So that way it's easier to look at them if you have got 2 of the ring binders than it's a one, because it starts growing, you know. That's the issue. This smart camera, it's a bit naughty, isn't it? Let's hope that now it's kind of going into the right place. Right, so I'm going to put that aside. So that's the color combo for the month. Let's make a card, right? So what sort of cards I was thinking? So I was kind of thinking as well, something similar to what we already had here, right? Because it's like, I really like this blend. And I also wanted to show you how I really like the gold. And when you put a little bit of gold as well, like kind of that beautiful frame, it really kind of accentuates. Suddenly it makes you think that does that ring, right? It does make you think suddenly like, oh, that looks really nice. So you can add that line of gold, or maybe thinking, well, maybe I'm gonna do as well the kind of the black one. So again, you can see how maybe that's more striking, but you want something a bit more subtle. So again, it helps us to put things together that maybe we wouldn't have done that. So I'm thinking that I'm gonna go for compositions. I'm gonna go for the set number, the compositions G, right? G for George, J for, I don't know, J. I always get them wrong. It's one of those like in or on. I always get it wrong. Right, so we are gonna take the dies, and I already have done some die cutting, so I don't need to do too much stuff. So I already have this frame, and I'm thinking in black will look really cool, but we'll have to layer things as and when. So I'm thinking, and this is my process, right? Right, so I'm gonna I'm thinking of the fact that this would look really nice. I already pre-die cut this element here, so that will kind of give us that frame. Let me put it into a look at that. I love that. Already love the simplicity and beauty of these lines. I'm really, really into that. And then I'm thinking that this will look really nice like so, right? So where I'm gonna be adding the color, I'm thinking here. I do have it cut in white because I'm thinking depending on how the color combo works, I can do either side. So what do? Do we add the color onto the square, or do we add it to a piece of card and then we add it to the main card? It is absolutely up to you. Personally, I kind of like the idea of getting the color first into a card, and then you can pick and choose what place you want it. So I'm going to place the dice on the side here for a second. And I'm working on one of these craft sheets that you can blend the inks, because I didn't want to go with I love a glass mat, don't take me wrong, I absolutely love them. But the reflections are terrible when you're doing a video. And this is actually the what you're supposed to use, right, for blending ink, something like that. Although I use anything but anything. Right, so where do I start? That's a very good question. I'm going to talk a little bit about the color theory, and I'm going to grab a color wheel because that's a color wheel that I have got here. And I'm going to kind of think about the colors that we see, right? So I tend to always place the yellow at the very top, and that's like most color wheels will do that. And then you have got here the cool colors and here the warmer colors. Now purple and yellow they are bridge colors. So yellow traditionally is more considered warm and purple more cool. However, because they are cool yellows and they are cool purples, it's kind of in between. And also yellow will work very well with all these colors, and purple will work as much with these colors here as they will with these ones here. So it's up to you where you start, but I tend to go whichever way you do. It's almost following the kind of the color wheel. So if you start at purple, then you go into blue and then to the green, rather than green and purple, because if they mix together, the further apart they are, the more chances that when they blend, they are going to create the color, the brownish color, the gray color, the black color. So you want to kind of follow the color wheel in a sort of way. So let me put that aside, and let's start with I'm gonna go with purple. I'm gonna go anti-clockwise in the color wheel. So I'm gonna put Petite Aubergine first, problem brushes, And again, I mean, they are such a great brushes. I'm not using the tacky mat, and then suddenly I went like, but I do want to use the tacky mat because of the mess that I'm gonna create. So I'm gonna take my tacky mat because I just realized that this is gonna dance a lot, and that's one of the beautiful things about a tacky mat. You can get it, of course, on the website, Lisa Horton Crafts, because now it's not dancing as well. Oh, Claire has been using the Pick by Paula inks and she's loving them. Thank you so much. That means so much. Remember, you have got the Pick by Paula QR code, and there you can get exactly whichever colors you want to do. Right, so now what I'm going to be doing is, again, when you put the deliver color into your cart, if you have got 3 colors, and this is something that I think I learned from Lynn Brown, who used to be well, she still is an amazing artist, but she doesn't demonstrate that anymore. She just like, I was mesmerized. Her and Leandra Franek, love them. So I'm going to start outside, and what they told me, I remember, that's about 20 years ago, is you can start wherever you want, but if you have got 3 colors, start creating like a corner, a middle, and then you can go in maybe even another corner or another middle. So you're creating a triangle there. Now, one of the beautiful things about the problem brushes is the fact that you can go very heavy or very soft. Now, I am deliberately, I mean, you can see here that it's not very even, and you're thinking, well, I'm not being very careful because this is going to be layers and layers of color, right? So then, and then I'm going to go in very gently, almost no color in there. Now, the next color up in the color wheel would be blue or navy. And then, of course, I'm going to go in with my dressing. And I even love that. It's when you have got like that beautiful color coming through it. Now, you can dab a little bit of the excess of the color. And you can see that's why I have got a quite stain matte. And then you kind of go and fill in those edges. Now, what I'm doing as well is I'm building kind of almost a barrier of color between the purple and the emerald that I'm gonna use in a bit. And the reason is I don't want necessarily the purple to be directly touching in a very heavy way with a purple, because that's when you get, again, more brownish colors. So just by creating that kind of almost barrier, that will make it much better. Now, I'm not being very careful, obviously, on how I deposit my color, but as soon as you add a die cut, suddenly those even, more less blended edges, they disappear. That's why it's important to think as well. So that is don't worry too much. We are adding color, and we are going to revisit that color in a way. And that's what I love. That's what I kind of tend to favor the problem brushes over others, is that, yes, I do. They're not as fast as the wonder brushes. The wonder brushes are these ones, right? So if I go with this one, I would go, can you see that suddenly it's gone a lot heavier though? So it's much faster, but it's a lot heavier. I don't have that control. So now I have created a little bit of a mess here. Not to worry, it's not a problem. I can always go with the navy over it. Right, so that is why I much rather use the Pro Blend brushes when I do more than 3 colors, or do things like that. These ones are phenomenal when you want just 1 color or 2 colors or lines. I do use them for that, but these ones help the soft blends, and again, they help you to have those soft colors. Now I am liking this, but I'm gonna go in with the navy. So again, now I'm going down, and don't worry, this is the blend that you can achieve it. Now I'm intensifying it, and putting more and more color. And this is where I get lost in time, because this is my favorite, one of my favorite things to do. So I'm going to put here, I'm going to add more, and the purple is disappearing, so I'm going to bring it up again. I wonder, I mean, what is it, do you prefer cooler colors? Like the ones that, this is a very cool color combination in terms, because they're cool colors, or are you more of a warmer tones as well? Now, it does look a little bit of mess, but I remember I need to put those, intensify the aubergine here, but I'm really liking it. Right, let's put it, add a bit more. One of the reasons to use the tacky mat is the fact that you don't have to put your fingers on it, but also is the fact that you don't have to mask it either. You know that the colors, if you have used purple here and you're going to go with more purple, it's not gonna, the brush is not gonna pick up more of the color. Now see how now it's becoming much more, and you know, there are different colors growing basically. I don't necessarily like the lightest when you have got so much intensity beside it. So basically you have almost, you have to match the intensity in to create those color blends. And of course I'm picking up a little bit of the color underneath or beside it, but that is actually, I really like how it is now. So you have got here all those colors, and maybe here I would want to intensify a little bit more of that green, so I'm gonna go in. So let's see what Claire Newman has said about colors. So she likes both cool and warm, but favor the more subtle pastels. Yeah, so I used to rely that, and now I'm kind of going in, and I think that's, in my case, is an influence from Leone, because I kind of used to like more intense colors. Then when I came to the UK, I went more for pastels, and definitely now going back to the more intense colors. Even this I arrange by color. I like to have a color wheel sort of way, although it's the other way around. So this really, I actually really happy with this. And remember, we are gonna trim it, we are gonna cut, we are gonna select. Now here is a question of, I actually like this bit here. I like the purple coming through here as well. So it's one of those ones that you can use whichever way you want. So I'm gonna die cut it, and the ink is still a little bit wet. So if you're gonna do this, the best thing that you could do, if you don't want to well, basically put ink all over your card, or your, not your card, your plates, what I would recommend is either sandwich between two pieces of scrap paper or something like that, or acetate or vellum or something like that. Right, so I'm gonna secure it there. That looks fine. See, that's, there we go. See, that was from when I was doing the ink school downloads, and I was checking that everything worked. Now I'm gonna do it, I don't want to do it on the table. I'm gonna show you on the side. I know it's not the best image, but I'll put it like this. So I'm doing it on the side, so you don't think that I have disappeared. Let me check. I have got the right place combination. I do have the right combination. So I'm going to run it through the die cutting machine, which is here in the side table. And I'm just going to run it through the die machine. I'm using, of course, the Platy Green, which is phenomenal. I know some of you got a great deal. Right, so I have that. Over the weekend, Black Friday, or was it Friday? I was watching, but you know, it's a typical thing that you kind of you forget what time. It's just one of those, I find this, like I would say, season of crafting, season of being. It's just very busy, very busy. So see, this is, I'm gonna change it now so you can see again. Look at that. I really, really like it. Now this is a question of on white. Look at that. Look how it looks. Now I didn't necessarily look that this would kind of work in here, but you can see the difference as well. I mean, with black looks really good, but there it is. Well, Lisa's favorite color, well, color combination, she loves a bold pink, yellow, and blue. No surprise. And it's funny because I do love that combination as well. Like for years was like, for me, it was more bright, like a lime green, teal, and pink, the bright pink. So very similar, Lisa, but slightly different hues. Now, I definitely love the white. And then when we put it here, see, suddenly the black kind of makes it a really nice contrast, and it's a very different card and feel from the one that originated the color combo as well, right? So that suddenly is like, oh yeah, it's the same colors, but is it, you know? And that's one of the beautiful things about crafting, that we can replicate things and look very, very different. Again, remember the gold looks really nice in here, so we could think about doing that one in gold, but I think it would change it too much. I kind of like the look of this more. Now, of course, I haven't even spritzed water. So what I'm going to be doing, I love the matte blending inks with water. Absolutely adore them. I'm going to put the dies aside because dies are metal. And what happens with dies and water? They rust. Now, dies shouldn't rust, but of course, if we put a spritz water directly onto it and we don't let them dry, and you know, you don't want to do that, right? Let some water in there. Let's let it sit. Ah, magical, magical. But I'm gonna just pour it my, oh my goodness, I really, really, this just makes me so happy. This is mad. And look at that. See, now it adds a little bit more of texture. Now, of course, I have shown you both options, so you kind of say, well, I like it better completely smooth, I like it more up, but look at that. I mean, the colors. Now, I can tell you one thing, the lighting is not doing it justice. It really isn't. It's just so much more intense in real life, but really beautiful. I mean, here we have got proper navy as well. Now, of course, we have got some water in here. What am I gonna do? Of course, I'm gonna bring in a piece of card, paper, scrap if you have. I don't have a scrap cards available, so I'm using one of the ish card because sorry, I really love this. And what I would do here is just do something like this, trim it in the bottom, and that gives that fake corner. Isn't that gorgeous? So see, this one I'm gonna keep it like that. Sorry, this is why I do all the time. I do things that I shouldn't be doing. See, you can see that this is got a little bit of color from behind. Now, from another project. Now you can use your paper towel. That's a technique I learned from the great Diane Rivley. Look at that. Now there's a lot of little pieces. Those ones will fall off. Now, if I wanted to add more color here, what you can do is just go with that sort of line there, and I might have contaminated my fingers, my card, but that looks really, really nice, isn't it? Now, something I should have done, and I was meant to do, was to use this white piece to do exactly that. So therefore, I could add this, and it would be that perfect kind of element. Oh dear. But that, of course, me being me, I forgot to do this. I can try to pick it up now because there is so much color. I mean, this is one of my favorite things to do. Is like the fact that you can just keep going, and there is so much color in here, so much ink in this fabulous Cloud9 blending in. It's one of those ones that I remember the first time that I used them, I was like, oh my god, they are so supercharged, but they are so velvety as well, which means that there's so many more techniques that you can do with them, because they are not I know that a lot of times you think, oh, they are very juicy, but they are the formulation is really, really, really spot on for the stencils, but then also it's great to blend, because then you don't have too much. So see, now this, when I add this in here, it's adding a little bit of color, but not too much color. So again, it's helping me to not make it as strong, as harsh on the back of the cards. Right, so let me think about what other dyes and options we have in here. We have finished with the water. This is dry. Absolutely, we can go in here, and we have got still about 12 or so minutes. We have got flowers, which probably that's a good option. That's the dyes. So I'm gonna go in with one big flower. That would be really nice, wouldn't it? And this is one of the reasons I like to go with a larger piece rather than die cut the piece and then color in, because now I have got more than one thing to do. That's really cool. I'm going to show you what it is. And that is a line of water that has created that. And I wonder if you took one of sorry, so I'm just spritzing water on that line. Can you see it? Can you see that that's happening? I like that. I mean, I think you would have to do a lot wetter but that's really cool. You could go like a lot of, can you see it how it's coming up? There is so much. Right, so we have got the solid flower. I think I'm gonna do that one. Let me grab a little bit of low tack tape. Where would it be? And I actually gonna do the smaller one as well. And we have got the leaves as well. So then the leaf might look really nice. That bit there, because it's mostly green. Right. I shouldn't do that on the tacky mat, Paula. I should do this onto the cutting plates here. Right. So there we go. So that's good here. I'm going to place that one here, that one there, and a little bit of low tack tape. Right, that I'm happy with that. And then I would like to have these two. I'm going to do this green as well. Sorry, I'm just this is what happens when you are crafting, isn't it? Well, this is what happens when I am crafting. You shouldn't put two dyes so close, Paula. Just like my inner voice telling me what I'm doing wrong. But I'm going to take these two, and then shall I do them in white as well, because I think white will help. So I'm going to place those two here. I don't like to put through the die cutting machine too much cards that is not being die cut. It's just one of my pet peeves. Secure the dies to the plates there, and then I'm gonna put them through my die cutting machine, the platy green. So let me put that in here so you can see me that I'm just not, I don't have a Fuji, which is my cat, in the die cutting for me, but I'm doing it on the side. I should put this away so you can see me using the platy green in a tiny little corner then. And remember, I'm just using one die set to make this card, which is Compositions G. I'm going to put the details on the screen now, as well as showing the overhead. So compositions G, there it is. So that one is the one that I'm using. It really is a phenomenal set. Really, really like it. And it's one of those ones that sometimes you're thinking, I need a little bit of a pick me up in terms of something that is going to be versatile. That's going to be a lot of different options. And ultimately, I love the idea of just having one single die that can do everything, including a sentiment, which is a hello, which is lovely as well. So there are so many options there. Of course, this is perfect for the centers of the flowers. I wonder if you have got the question that I would be having now, which is, I have die cut and then spritz with water. Now, you can spritz with water and then die cut. However, die cutting is one of those things that they like. See, it's not work. They like actually the paper to be as dry as possible. So if you can do it, the water after die cutting, that's a better thing for the nature of the physics of die cutting. And I know I get very, very particular when I start talking about the physics of die cutting, but I am fascinated by it, and it's been over 21 years now, working with die cutting and being very, very much a die cutting kind of a specialist, from the days of, if anybody's based in the southeast and they have been crafting for a while, you will have probably heard of three shops. Well, the Craft Barn, Creative Pastimes, and the Glitter Pot. All of them, they have disappeared now. Funnily enough, at the when we were looking at the retreat, by the way, have you the retreat 2026? I believe we were incredibly busy for it. I think there's still spaces, but Carol Cobain came, and she is somebody who used to teach as well at the Craft Barn. So it's just one of those things, isn't it, that it really meant a lot to me to see Carol. Right, so we have got the layers here. So those three shops, I used to do a lot of workshops on die cutting. Not so much the workshops at the Craft Barn, but demos later. Look at this. So that kind of works together. Again, it has been die cut, it's blended, it just works there. Oh, Claire Newcomb, you didn't used to live near the Craft Barn. That's where I lived for 15 years, 16 years as well. So that's so funny, isn't it? A small world. Right, so I'm gonna layer. Do I want it with, because I might see, this is the thing, isn't it? It's very different. I might even go for white. I can't decide. I actually cannot decide whether I like it better with white or the color. Right, so what I will do is I will not set or not commit until I put the foam pads here, and then we can see it. It's such a small world, isn't it? Yeah, it is as well. Right, so let's put the foam pads here. Right, so doesn't matter, it's symmetrical, but if it wasn't symmetrical, and by the way I mean symmetrical, the bottom, I would be thinking where I would want the purple on side, just because that's probably one of the most marked ones. So I might go in that way because I kind of think that works really well on here. Now is when we love our fine line, fine nozzle glue bottles, and the best glue in the world, which is Lisa Horton Crafts High Top. So we said that one, wasn't it? There we go. And then, because I'm not gluing this yet, I can decide once it is done, because sometimes when you start putting foam pads on the back, then you can see how everything works. But you can see that I haven't used, I mean, look how nicely, when you put this, how nice the blend is. It's just like absolutely seamless, that you have got the sorts of greens and teals coming through it. Now you could have done, if you want to prefer it, do the flowers all in purple and then add these, so it would be a lot more homogeneous. It's up to you, of course. Probably my style of crafting, it would have been like, oh, I'll do the flowers perfectly purple, perfectly homogeneous colors, but you don't have to. I tend to pinch their flower in the center and then just bend over the petals. One of the reasons that I recommend to pinch it from the center is that means that you cannot tear it, the petal, which I have done many a times. See, when I kind of bring it in here, or maybe put it over there, you can start seeing a lot of change coming through. What I'm doing, that's not the one. I just put it there, and I hope I've changed it, haven't I? The flowers are not symmetrical, so that's one of the things that you need to make sure that you put them, layer them perfectly, and add a little bit of movement in here, and then layer them on top of each other. I do think that it will look really nice. And where I have more foam pads. Now I tend to die cut, you know, this die, the strip dies. So I die cut them out of foam, so I have got the perfect strips for different things, for smaller, and I find it really easy that way. So they are ready, always ready to cut. So that's gonna go in here. So that's gonna be this, and then I'm gonna just trim a little one here, and this one is 3 mil. I think this one is a 3 mil. I do like 3 mil. And then the leaves as well, I'm just going to shape them a bit. Oh, I'm running out of time again. And then just, so basically what I do is I shape the rest, and this one I flatten it a bit, and then I just put a little bit glue. Thank you so much for everybody who has been watching. I'm just going to finish off by, I'm not sure which one I'm going to put here, but what I'm going to be doing is adding a sentiment, because I do always, I like that idea. So I'm going to either use this one, which is one of my favorite sentiments, or I could use the hello that comes with, or alternatively, I have got some that I use with the bookmarks and their download, and then you could just put here, thank you so much. I have got these sentiments which I love. You might be prehistoric, but at least you are not extinct. And those ones are some of the free downloads that are on the Lisa Horton Crafts website. Do make sure to check that out. And that could be ready for to say thank you so much for your Christmas present. Or see, now I would be faffing around where to put the sentiment, probably here. Or, oh, I do like it more actually there. That kind of is cool, isn't it, in the bottom? Ah, well, anyway, it's up to you where you put it. But these, I think, on white with a little bit of foams, that will be perfect. Thank you so much. I know I have gone over again over my allocated 1 hour, but thank you so much. Do make sure, I'm going to put it just because I think it's worth it. It's all about the color combo of the month. Use the hashtags there, Lisa Horton combo or Lisa Horton color. And of course, the colors of this month are Matisse Aubergine, Hoxie Navy, and Hopper Emerald. And thank you so much for joining me, and see you hopefully next week. Don't forget, Hannah is on Hobbycraft TV on the 5th of Friday forgot the times, but keep an eye for that. Brilliant demonstrations. And of course, Lisa will have a pre-recorded show on Friday. But we wish you all the best for Lisa. She just has something to do, like, procedure tomorrow. So hope she's going to be very well and come back very, very